This is the HOM Morning Show with Lori and Jeff. 94.9 HOM.
Good morning. It's Monday, October 7th at 6:09. All right, the good news is you've got another chance to win $30,000. In fact, this is your last week. Not last chance, last week. This is the last week. Plenty of codes. So basically, you got 50 codes to go. It wraps up this week. Just be listening for the first code coming up at 8 o'clock this morning. You get 10 each day. Grab the 94.9 HOM app. All the details are right there.
Okay, so want to thank everybody who came out to Bikers for Boobies. It was a huge success. In fact, they're still counting the money, and I'll tell you why. First of all, it was your first Bikers for Boobies that you attended, so thank you for that. So we started L.A. Harley Davidson in Lewiston, and we head over in a new path that we hadn't taken before. This is the 5th year we've done this. In a new path all the way to Bentley's. And Bentley's was jamming. Yeah. Holy crapola. They had like a bike show going on, and then 75 motorcycles show up. That's us.
It's a little overwhelming.
It was amazing. And then we had a whole tent area in the back. We did a live auction and sold T-shirts, sold the popcorn from Coastal Maine Popcorn, the kettle corn for $5. That all goes to Cans for a Cure. And it was phenomenal. I know I scared you. I warned you, and yet you still acted like, oh, my God, I'm going to die. When the bikes all go out in this incredible caravan of 75 motorcycles, I'm a chase car. I'm at the end of it. And there are cars that go ahead and could go around to block intersections so that this line of motorcycles stays intact. So when we get through an intersection and we let that, blocker come back in, I have to keep up with I have to keep up with the line of motor. I have to. So I have to, but I got to put the pedal to the pedal. So
or the pedal to the metal.
Whatever.
Whichever.
I got to go fast. And oh my God, Jeff, you acted like what you call it?
You were making me sick. We've done it before. It's like you're very like.
I warned you. You're not coming with me again.
No, I'm not. There are a couple times when you hit the brakes, and I felt like I was on a roller coaster pulling into the station. Where you get that hole, you get thrown forward.
I couldn't.
Luckily, the seatbelt caught me.
I'm sorry, the dude in front of me didn't have brake lights.
You're
what
lucky
am I
I didn't
supposed
throw
to
up in
do?
your car.
Oh my God!
Sorry, it wasn't your car.
Oh my God! You're lucky I didn't throw up in the station car. Well, good news. Now you don't have to ever do it again, Jeff. And I want to thank everybody who was really cool in letting that big caravan of motorcycles go through.
It's pretty impressive.
It was.
But I'm sure some people were not all that happy.
There were some,
I saw one guy.
There were some Jeff Parsons out there, but the rest of you guys were awesome, and we appreciate you letting us through. And we raised a ton of money. I'm working on a total, but it looks like it's going to be close to $6,000.
Nice.
That is huge.
Lori and Jeff on the 94.9 HOM Morning Show.
It's the best.
It's the best.
Lori and Jeff, the 94.9 HOM Morning Show.
I've recently found myself in a bit of a dilemma, not knowing exactly what is proper procedure or etiquette in this situation. And when I say what it is, you're going to say, really? But just go with me. Peanut butter and jelly, or peanut butter and fluff, or any of those things that come in 2 jars. Do you use 2 knives?
Can I say it?
Yeah.
Really?
So here's the thing. I open up the jar of fluff, and it's like got peanut butter all through it. And I'm like, I know that I'm kind of going to put the same stuff on, but you know me with the things touching. I don't like things touching that shouldn't be touching unless they're ready to be touched.
So is it your fault that there's peanut butter in the fluff, or is it somebody else in the house?
I don't know the answer to that question.
How do you not know what do you do when you make a peanut butter and fluff sandwich? What do you do?
This could be worse. But I'm the only one eating the fluff, so.
Then it is you.
I guess it is. But it's hard to prevent if you're using the same knife, it's very difficult to prevent all of a sudden you get but halfway through the jar of fluff and it's like half peanut butter, half fluff, all in the same thing. And I just...
Okay, let me ask you something.
Yeah.
Do you have paper towels in the house?
Yeah.
You know how you use them? You wipe your knife off, and then you go into the other jar.
So I'm just wasting time by using 2 knives.
Or 2 knives,
yeah.
or
making more problems for people because they have to be washed.
care that your peanut butter is touching your fluff because unless you're eating fluff on something else.
Don't let things touch on my plate. Don't let my fluff and peanut butter touch before it's time.
And then
I knew this was going to be the reaction, but I got to put it out there. I can't be the only one that like opens up a jar and sees peanut butter in the fluff and is like, "Hey, what the hell?"
Yeah, but you did it.
I know I did
yourself.
it. I understand.
You're hey, what the helling yourself?
But is it wrong to see? You're saying just wipe it with the paper towel. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you could get 2 knives. I don't know how many knives you have in the house.
I know this is such a petty and little thing, but it's my life, and that's all I've got to share with you. Because my life really is not a whole lot going on there. But this is what I'm struggling with this week.
I appreciate you sharing with me, and that's why You cannot believe how much I'm holding back shaming you.
I know everything you're holding back. I know exactly what's going through your head. And,
very nice.
And thank you for keeping it bottled up inside.
Hey!
If you need to take a break, walk out and let it all out, feel free.
Or just buy a new jar of fluff every time.
Lori and Jeff, the 94.9 HOM Morning Show. You're listening to the 94.9 HOM Morning Show with Lori and Jeff. And now it's your daily distractions.
All being brought to you by the Bill Dodge Auto Group. When you shop for your next vehicle at Bill Dodge, you're investing in Maine communities because every year Bill Dodge Auto Group contributes over $250,000 to Maine charities and fundraisers. Big inventory that gives back. That's the Bill Dodge difference. And I'll be driving around next week in the Bill Dodge can van for Cans for a Cure. So in case you think, oh, my life is so hard, check this out. A small twin-engine plane flying from Vegas to Monterey, California on Friday. The pilot passes out, and the only passenger on board had no choice but to land the plane herself. This is air traffic control talking her down into a safe landing.
Are you with me?
Yes, I am.
Okay, so make sure you add a little bit of power. We got to add power. We're going a little too slow. Make sure you add power. Your altitude is looking good, 5,900 feet. Try to stay level at 6. You're in a right-hand turn. Continue that right-hand turn. We're going to set you up so that as you level off from your turn,
something happens.
She landed safe. I was like, what's going to happen? Oh, wow. That was all we had. So the pilot was taken to the hospital, and the woman who landed the plane was not hurt at all. And
That's
she
crazy. You see this in movies all the time.
You sure do. And boy, was the guy on the little calm, and she seemed calm, and holy cow. Here's karma biting somebody in the butt. 20-year-old influencer Jack Doherty crashed his new $200,000 sports car near Miami and was live streaming at the time. His friend Michael was the one filming from the passenger seat, but it shows this guy Jack checking his phone while doing 70 miles an hour in his McLaren in the rain. They hit a barricade, and this car, which is like, it looks like a toy car. Yeah. I mean, it's so sporty.
Turned into toothpicks.
Was completely destroyed. And all he cared about, as he and his friend never stopped recording, he looks right into the camera as people are pulling him out of the car. Make it look good. Film that one too.
Wow.
I kid you not. Please raise his insurance rates. By the way, his 21st
Parents,
birthday.
why don't you raise him instead? He's not even old enough. He's not even old enough to drink. You should know better.
That is pretty good. Yes, do something about that. That's just so wrong. Okay, so this is kind of fun. Didn't you see Rick Springfield and
Richard Marx?
Richard Marx. Okay,
Merrill. It was an amazing show.
So. Sammy Hagar is also touring, and during Sammy's Best of the World's tour in Vegas this weekend, he surprised the crowd and brought Rick Springfield on to sing this song.
I've done everything for you.
Why? Because Sammy Hagar wrote it. How cool is that? It was
That's
written by
awesome.
Sammy Hagar.
During the show, both he and Richard Marx kind of would sing duets, and I think that they sung a duet on this one.
Oh, it was very cool.
Yeah.
So, congratulations to them.
Taylor, want to keep this going.
Yeah, that's great. Taylor Swift, why don't we just play it? Play it after.
Okay, all right.
Taylor Swift is now the world's richest female musician with an estimated worth $1.6 billion. She took that title from Rihanna. Oh, Ooh. Jay-Z, however, is still the richest musician overall. He's worth $2.5 billion. I'm telling you. You think Rihanna's going to take that sitting down? I don't think so. I wouldn't, Rihanna, if I were you. Get back up there on that. Anyway, a candy supplier put out a comprehensive list of the top-selling Halloween candies over the past 17 years. And for the first time in their analysis, M&M's has surpassed Reese's Cups to take the number one spot.
You got to be kidding me.
I am not kidding you.
And it's Reese's.
It's Reese's Pieces.
You're listening to the 94.9 HOM Morning Show with Lori and Jeff. You're listening to Lori and Jeff on the 94.9 HOM Morning Show.
And now we're pleased to bring you our feature presentation.
The only reason to wake up on Mondays. It's DIY theater.
Really? That's it?
That's it.
That's not
Other than
that bar very high.
Go back to bed. Good thing you're listening. So DIY theater is where Jeff and I act out a scene from a movie. If you know the movie, call us up at 800-228-1949. We'll set you up with a pair of tickets to Smitty Cinema with 4 locations in Sanford, Wyndham, Topsom, and Tilton, New Hampshire. But my favorite part, of course, is directing and bossing people around with a bullhorn.
Which she does without a bullhorn, too.
Indeed. It's just louder. Quiet on the set. Action. Hi, Milton. What's happening?
I didn't receive my paycheck this week.
You're gonna have to talk to payroll about that.
I did, and they
Milt,
said,
we're gonna need to move your desk downstairs into storage B. We have some new people coming in, and we need all the space we can get. So if you go ahead, just go ahead and pack up your stuff and
I can't
move it down there. That would be terrific. Okay.
Excuse me. I believe you have my stapler.
And scene? What's that movie? I mean, it's
So
like you were
good.
watching it. 800-228-1949.
Hi, HOM. What's the movie?
Office Space?
It
Office
is.
Space. Well done. Congratulations.
I believe you have my stapler.
2 tickets to Smitty's is yours. Oh my God. That's all I'm going to hear all day today. You know
the place
that.
on fire.
Okay.
And he does.
Oh, don't. Hey, spoiler alert.
Oh, come on. Who hasn't seen this?
All right. What's your name?
Josie?
Josie, congratulations. You got yourself a pair of tickets to Smitty Cinema. Well done.
Hang on.
Lori and Jeff.
Number one, open your eyes, just look around and you'll discover.
The 94.9 HOM Morning Show. You're listening to Lori and Jeff on the 94.9 HOM Morning Show.
Real quick, don't forget your first code word of the day for the last week of the 30K workday payday comes up at 8 o'clock. Get that 94.9 HOM app ready to go.
You know, I get a little emotional and sentimental when I think about Cans for a Cure. It's next Wednesday, the 16th. So October 16th through 10 a.m. on October 18th, that Friday. Jeff and I will be at the main mall, set up in our corner that we've been at for over
74 years.
Yeah, for a long time. Right on the corner where Hannaford is, Panera, Duncan. It's the Jordan's parking lot.
And there's the
Jordan's Furniture.
The main mall sign is right there.
Yep,
too.
main mall, and you can't miss it. There, you'll see an RV that we live in, a big giant tent, and that's our headquarters for Cans for a Cure for 3 days. So I've been thinking about this. This will be our 22nd year. That is the longest I've done anything. Anything. Longest I've ever lived in a location. Longest I've ever had in a relationship. Longest I've ever had at one job. You know, it's this job, but not really because we switched stations. So,
Well,
you know,
yeah, it's still.
I mean, still.
But we didn't restart the clock on Cancer Cure either. So.
No, absolutely not. So anyway, and there's so many neat things that happen because of this, because it's kind of definitely taken a life of its own on. Julia Gagnon from American Idol, who we had in the studio, she's got this concert coming up on the 12th. So that's coming up at about 4 days before Cans for a Cure. And it's a fundraiser for Cans for a Cure. she's giving money to us from this. And she's going to be at the tent on that Wednesday, the kickoff day, about 5 o'clock at night. She's going to show up for like a meet and greet. Come down, meet Julia. I'm going to put some information up so you can find this. But right now it's up at 949HOM.com and the app and our Facebook page where you can find out how you can help, where we will be. I just did the route last night, and it is it's packed. I mean, I might be able to slip you in, but dear God, it's good. It's going to be a tight one there. Julie Roberts from Coastal Maine Popcorn put out a pink kettle corn popcorn for us to sell. All proceeds going to the Maine Cancer Foundation. She did that in like 2 days turnaround. I'm so grateful. We sold it at Bikers for Boobies. We will be selling it during Cans for a Cure. Even that sweet, sweet woman who was at the Freiburg Fair, and she owns Lizzie's Zoo and Emporium. It's stuffed animals.
Oh, yeah.
She made you and I custom-made bears. Mine is a Cans for a Cure bear. And Jenny Jam, a listener, said, you should name it Nichols. I'm going to. So Nichols is going to ride with me in the can van. That's donated by Bill Dodge Auto Group. I mean, the whole thing is like this giant. When Clinton said it takes a village, she was right, man. This is a giant village, and it just gets bigger and bigger every year. And the boys, Bryce and Riley, are going to have a phenomenal record-breaking year. I don't want to ruin it, but I already...
I'm driven by the...
Yeah, I mean, I've already
gotten a sense for it.
I've already added some things up of what these two boys in the community of Parsons Field and Baldwin and that whole area over there.
No relation.
Has Parsons Field has done, and it is really it's just remarkable. So if you can join us and help start drinking, save the save the bottle, save the can, and meet us down at the main mall starting next Wednesday the 16th.
94.9 HOM Morning Show with Lori and Jeff. You're listening to Lori and Jeff on the 94.9 HOM Morning Show. And it's time for today's Don't Judge.
Today's Don't Judge is being brought to you by our good friends over at A Best Window, manufactured in Maine by Maine craftsmen to handle Maine's unique weather, which we're having today and tomorrow. Every day is unique weather. What is that food that you just loved as a kid, but you can't stand it now? There are so many great ones. Amanda says...
I can't really participate because I still eat like a kid.
You most certainly do. You are a 9-year-old wrapped in a 53-year-old.
Macaroni and cheese is my go-to.
Oh, Susan, you're going to pick a fight with Jeff on this one. Orange marshmallow circus peanuts.
Oh, I love them.
Yeah, he still loves them because he is a kid. Fried bologna sandwiches for Frank.
That I wasn't into.
Helper, any kind. Helper, tuna helper, hamburger helper.
Okay, that probably falls into. That was college is what that was because that was cheap.
So you can't eat that?
Now it's like, it's kind of
really?
Like, no, it's not the same.
Oh, I would think that'd be when you go and you cook a meal. That's what it is. Haley says, I basically used to live off of hot dogs when I was a kid. Now I can barely have them twice a year. They just ain't the same. All right, what is it for you? Let us know that food that you loved as a kid, but you can't stand it now. 800-228-1949.
Don't judge. What food did you love as a kid, but you hate it now?
Junior mints. For some odd reason, I just can't eat them anymore.
Oh, I'm right there with you, sister. It's the I will go candyless before I put a Junior Mint in my pie hole.
I love Junior Mints.
Right, exactly. Why does that not surprise us?
I just can't explain it. I loved them as a kid, but now it's like when I get a whiff of them, I start gagging.
I really think they should make Papa Mints because they'll be bigger because they're not the junior ones, right? Never mind.
So you mean senior mints?
Well, maybe in my case, yes.
Thanks for calling.
Yeah, bye.
Swing and a miss.
But at least we don't point it out.
Yeah, you never do that to me either.
It flies under the radar.
Yeah, exactly. Me too. I never get pointed out. All right, what is that food you loved as a kid, but you can't stand it now? Jennifer and I are on the same page here. Ramen and Chef Boyardee.
Oh, I never liked ramen.
Chef Boy. Okay, Judy, who eats salmon loaf? And who likes that as a kid? God love you. All right. It is Don't Judge today. The food you loved as a kid that you can't stand now. Let us know on the 94.9 HOM app, on Facebook, or call us up. 800-228-1949. Don't judge.
Lori and Jeff. The 94.9 HOM Morning Show. Lori and Jeff. The 94.9 HOM Morning Show.
Along with News Center Maine's Lee Goldberg. Good morning, Lee.
Good morning, favorite human beings. How are you?
He says that with a laugh.
We're doing...
Well, you know, listen, I love our segment, and I can't even tell you how many years we've been doing this, 20 years or something at some point
At
in
least.
some fashion we've been doing it. But the conversations that happen before we go on air are so much better than the conversations that go on air. Other than the language, we really should put those on air. So.
Why don't...
We'll have the HOM Morning Show after dark.
Yeah, there needs to be like a B cut or something. Like there's got to be some type of director's cut we can throw online somewhere.
You know what you and I should do? We should have a who's a better do-gooder, because you and I are always at some charity event. You were pulling a jet this weekend?
And fun fact, that's how we met, which I don't know if you remember, but I do vividly when we met. But we met at a fundraiser, dodgeball. Or basketball it was over at Riverton School.
I remember that.
And this was, and I believe you had shaved your head for a cause, and had some type of bandana on, and I'm like, who is this freak? And they're like, oh, that's Freaky Vortis. I'm like, and I don't know, you were still at, it was like 30 radio stations ago, but anyway, you were somewhere, and you were a big deal, just kind of up and coming, and I was like, hey, how you doing? And then we started getting along really good. So
Lee was already a big deal.
Yeah, Lee was.
I thank you for overstating the obvious, Jeffrey, but yes, I did grace her with my presence. I did.
That's so funny. I remember
Travis
that.
Mills Foundation. The plane pull was this weekend. First of all, it's insanity. It's like 100, and I'm awful at math, but I believe that there was an official person there. The plane was loaded with fuel, weighs over 150,000 pounds. And you have 20 people on a tug of war rope trying to pull this thing, actually pull it to go from point A to point B. It looks like maybe 10 to 12 feet, so it's not like a huge distance, but whatever.
It's not here to Chicago.
No, it's to raise money.
It's not Spirit Airlines. It was a FedEx plane.
Yeah, but it's a really low fare. So there was one team, whatever, that was short. So me and Sharon and Todd hosted it, but then one of the teams was short, and a bunch of people on the team were South Portland police officers, and that's where I live. And so they're like, Lee, you want to be on our team? I'm like, oh, God. And they're like, no, it'll be fun. And I'm like, I'm going to hurt something. So I'm like, yeah, of course, I want to be a part of this. So I've never done the pulling part. So I ran out there on the tarmac. I signed my waiver. I'm like, oh, this is going to be fun. And I get out there and I get my gloves and everything, and we pulled the plane, dude. We finished in 5th place out of 3 teams.
Wow. Wow,
yeah,
that's awesome. So, that's really good. Well,
who gets to push the plane back?
They just started.
The intern.
The intern. All right. Well, I raise your pulling a plane for the Travis Mills Foundation. Jeff and I did Bikers for Boobies, where we went on a 90-mile bike run to raise money for the Maine Cancer Foundation, a.k.a. Cans for a Cure. It was amazing.
Is a cause near and dear to my heart.
Of course it is.
And I believe, and how you guys been doing this? You guys have been doing this, and I've been singing your praises forever, but this is decades long, right?
Yeah,
this is forever.
This is our 22nd year for Cans for a Cure.
So I believe... Okay, I'm going to say 20 of the years when I come and bring my cans and bottles and then the cash to go with it, neither one of you is there because you're always out collecting from somewhere else. And the other 2 years, I'm fairly sure it was just Jeff who was there. Lori wasn't there. But anyway, I'll be there again for year 23, dropping off my kids love to go, and they love dropping off the stuff.
Okay, well, listen.
And I tell them why we're doing it, and they're like, and Daddy, you had cancer. I said, but I don't have boobies.
Yeah.
Men can get breast cancer,
No, I'm well aware. And so they know what it's all about, and so we collect all that. I'm like, don't throw that out. We need that. Kill me.
Oh,
Oh,
try 3 days of it.
I go around the office and I can shame people like nobody's business. And a lot of our salespeople are from New Hampshire, where they don't recycle cans, which is insane to me. But I'll go like, whose can is this? It is. I am very unpleasant in October.
Take lipstick. It was you. I saw you, Sally. You're wearing the lipstick.
Oh, my God. All right, Lee Goldberg. Well done on pulling a big, giant plane. And we will see you. We'll talk to you next Monday, but we'll see you. It starts next Wednesday down at the old tent at the main mall.
Hopefully we'll be there.
Of course, we're going to be there.
Well, I mean, he shows up.
Somebody
and we're
will.
there.
There are really nice people there who will take care of you, even if you don't get to see Jeff and Lori.
Look, if I'm not there, I'm in the bathroom.
Yeah, that's exactly. Yeah, if I'm not there, I'm driving around the state.
And maybe Lori's leaving because you're in the bathroom. So that's a whole other.
Thank you, News Center Mains. Lee Goldberg. Chat next week.
Love you, bye.
Love you, bye.
Wake up. Lori and Jeff on the 94.9 HOM Morning Show.
It's the best. It's the best.
5 calls says it all with Lori and Jeff on the 94.9 HOM Morning Show.
5 calls says it all is about motorcycles. Coming straight off of Bikers for Boobies. Want to give a big shout out to the Vacationland V-Twin Cruisers Motorcycle Club who puts that on, to Iron Horse Motorcycle Lawyers who was our sponsor, to everybody who participated and everybody who let us participate, because this 90-mile plus bike run, we have to block intersections to get through, and most people were really cool about it. So we really appreciate
Except that one guy.
And you know who you are.
We know you. We see you in the breakdown lane.
Try to pass us. So we want to know, have you ever ridden on a motorcycle?
Does a moped count?
No,
Yeah.
let's make it a real motorcycle.
Yeah, then no.
I have. Okay, here's a my boyfriend when I was 16
Okay.
had a motorcycle. All sorts of wrong in that sentence right there. Things have changed. I haven't been on a motorcycle. Well, I've been on a back because I've done a lot of stuff with the Vacationland V-Twin Cruisers Bike Club. But so I've been a passenger, but I've never. And I did ride his motorcycle too. And then I was like, no, this is. And everybody wants me to get a motorcycle when I do Bikers for Boobies. They're like, it's so much fun and it looks awesome. And my brother is a huge bike enthusiast, not Greg FOMO.
Right.
Mike, my other brother. So, have you ever ridden a motorcycle?
And that boyfriend was, that was it.
Yeah. John's married, has kids, very happy. 800-228-1949. 5 calls says it all. Have you ever ridden a motorcycle, either as a passenger or you drove it yourself? Let us know at 800-228-1949. 5 calls says it all. Have you ever ridden a motorcycle?
Only, like I said, only on a moped with my dad sitting in front of him and helmets. Who cares?
Yeah, I know. I didn't have a helmet either, idiot.
5 calls. Have you ever ridden a motorcycle?
I've been on the back of a motorcycle, but never driven one.
That's fine. It counts.
That counts.
You've been on top. I mean, on top.
Well, I'm so sorry about that.
Oh, that's funny.
Thank you. Well, that took a wrong turn.
I didn't mean it.
5 calls. Have you ever ridden on a motorcycle?
I have my license.
Oh.
I just gave it up to too many people and distracted drivers.
Oh,
Yeah,
amen.
very true.
Amen. You gotta have eyes at the back, side, of top, front. Yeah, your head has to swivel to drive a motorcycle.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
Appreciate that.
All right. Well, already. This
Could be a clean sweep. I mean, it is Maine. We get 2 whole weeks to ride one.
5 calls. Have you ever ridden on a motorcycle?
Passenger only. I'm a bad passenger.
Is this Nikki?
No, it's Chris.
Oh, hi, Chris. You sound like Nikki, who also would be a bad passenger. Okay, bye-bye now.
But that's a win.
That's a clean sweep.
It's probably our stupid phones.
It probably is. I'm pretty sure we hung up on you. We apologize. It's not us. It's our phones. All right. 5 calls said it all. Everybody in Maine has been on a motorcycle.
Lori and Jeff, the 94.9 HOM Morning Show. Lori and Jeff, the 94.9 HOM Morning Show.
I remember when I was in high school and we'd go to the movies, it was you had to stop Pizza Hut beforehand. There was a Pizza Hut right near the movie theater in Lewiston, and that's where we would always eat. But they kind of changed now. They're not a hut anymore. You know, they're kind of like the one in Westbrook is like in a plaza.
Aww.
Yeah, they tore down they had the big hut.
Dude,
right?
Pizza Hut was our go-to.
The one in Lewiston is now a Vietnamese restaurant. So I got to me thinking, what have people done with these old Pizza Huts that they don't use anymore? I have a list of what has moved into some old Pizza Hut places. The original, smaller Pizza Hut. A Domino's.
Oh, that's got to be a kick in the crotch.
A Subway, not like...
Okay, that's all right.
Okay. Starbucks.
Of course.
Dunkin'.
Of course.
And this is all across the country, by the way. A church. An urgent care. You knew this one was coming. Cannabis store.
Of course. Yeah, that's Maine.
A funeral home. They renamed this one. They kind of took off the whole Pizza Hut name and called it the Custard Hut. An adult video store and T-Mobile.
Oh,
my. And that's just a few of them. There's a whole list of them and you're like,
wow,
what?
That's spectacular. And sad and funny and it's like, it just makes me want a personal pan pizza.
You're listening to the 94.9 HOM Morning Show with Lori and Jeff. You're listening to Lori and Jeff on the 94.9 HOM Morning Show.
Hey, listen, Julia Gagnon, man, she has dove headfirst into helping the Maine Cancer Foundation, which is our benefactor for Cancer for a Cure and Bikers for Boobies and all of the fundraising that we do regarding breast cancer and cancer all goes to the Maine Cancer Foundation.
Well, she can relate to it too as well.
Absolutely. She had cancer in her family, and that's just the saddest thing. You can't put your arm out without touching somebody who's been touched by cancer. So one of the things that Julia Gagnon is doing is she's selling a really cool T-shirt, and you can see it on our 94.9 HOM Facebook page, and you can click right there. It's only like $10-13 for this T-shirt. It's really cool, and every nickel goes to the Maine Cancer Foundation.
Awesome.
And she'll bring some when she's at Cans for a Cure on our kickoff day on Wednesday, October 16th. She'll be there at the tent from 5 to 6. If you want to meet Julia Gagnon, she's got some promo pictures she'll sign for you and get a little signature of the great Julia Gagnon.
You see, you don't have to be the American Idol to be an idol.
Oh, please. I'm so grateful. You think Julia Gagnon would have time for us if she was an American Idol? No. Now she gets to do, she's in control of her career. Yeah, I love this for her. I love it.
Lori and Jeff.
Number one, open your eyes, just look around and you'll discover
The 94.9 HOM Morning Show.
I can feel something inside.
Lori and Jeff, the 94.9 HOM Morning Show.
Okay, what did we learn today, Lori Vornis?
We learned that Lee Goldberg can pull a plane with
9 other
with
people.
19 other very strong men. I don't know if they were ladies, but they were stronger than Lee. Lee was there as like a token news person, helping pull the plane.
He did pull, right?
He did.
Yeah, okay.
He pulled. But when you have 20 other people pulling on a rope, how do you know how much you're pulling as opposed to the others? We also learned that what a weekend. Freiburg Fair.
Yeah.
Bikers for Boobies.
Yeah.
Just an insane.
I still need a nap.
Yes, definitely. And Cans for a Cure next week. So hang tight.
We are busy.
Here we go, kids.
I forget how much goes on in October.
Oh, I have a nickname for it that I cannot.
I know. Can't say it here.
I cannot say it.
But it is appropriate.
It certainly is.
When I wake
The 94.9 HOM Morning Show with Lori and Jeff.